All right, we'll get started and we'll come on to our backs. Starting, come on to your back. I have the volume all the way up on my end, so if you're not hearing, it's on your end. Yeah, I have maximum volume input, so. So if you're just joining, we're starting on our backs. And make yourself comfortable. So you might bend your knees, rest them together, let them fall out, straighten your legs, whatever feels best to you. And if you're comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes. Just take these moments to really let your body relax into the ground. Feel the front of your body rolling into the back of your body, and in the back of your body. And get to the Then start to deepen your breath, feeling the inhale, inflate your belly, then your ribs, then your chest. The exhale coming out of your chest, then your ribs, then your belly. Feeling that dropping back into the ground. Okay. And then on your next exhale, curl your head up, reach your arms past your thighs, and either hold here or lift the feet. Okay. And then you can either hold here, or if you want more of a challenge, on your inhale, straighten your arms, coming into a boat pose, straightening your legs, hovering them over the ground. And then exhale and curling back up and bending the knees. Inhale, straight boat pose. Exhale, curl and lift. One more. Okay. Pull the knees in, lower the head down. Maybe roll the head from side to side if that would feel good. Notice how deep or shallow your breath is. Try to extend the breath nice and long and slow. And we'll place the feet on the ground. We'll work these kind of lateral muscles. So curling your head up again, extending your arms forward, and then reach and touch your foot, and then touch the other foot. So just going side to side. If you can reach past your ankle, maybe all the way to your toes. Maybe you can just reach your heel. See what works on your body. Working with your breath. 2 more on each side. 1, 2, and relax. Take the arms overhead, stretch the legs out long. Take a deep breath. Feel the breath spanning the length of your body. Just imagine that you're breathing from your feet to your fingers. Exhaling from your fingers to your feet. Okay. Then we're going to rock. We're going to bend the knees. Hold on to the knees or behind the legs. We're going to rock up and balance on the sit bones. And then go back and rock and balance and hold. And rock back and up and hold. And again. Okay. Now we're going to rock ourselves into a circle. So you're going to rock and turn. You're not going to use your hands. You're going to use your abs and your feet to turn you around. Your feet never touch down. When you get to the front, whenever that is, in your own timing, go the other way. You're not doing this for any reason. You can just hold and just balance on the sit bones. Yeah. And then when you come to the front, in your own timing, we'll stay there. Good. Bring the soles of the feet together. Pull the heels in toward the buttock. And then open the feet like a book. Pull in with your hands to lift your chest and lengthen your spine. Good. Then we'll take the left hand across to the right shin. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale over to the left. Holding on tight with the left hand, really let yourself drop as far as you can. Turning your gaze up and to the right if that's okay on your neck. If not, looking down. And really pulling in with your left hand to kind of help bring those left ribs under you. Long breath, as though you're reaching your breath to your fingertips. And inhale up. Exhale the hand down and across to the left shin. Inhale the right arm up. Hold on tight so you can really let gravity lean you as far in the opposite direction as possible. And then as you pull the hand toward you, there's like a little bit of a twist. You're bringing those right ribs forward and then dropping, reaching out of the fingers, breathing and feeling it inside your ribs, feeling it at your waist. Feel the space your breath makes. Inhale up. Exhale. Release both hands to the ground in front of you. Pull the fingers toward you to lift your chest. Inhale. And exhale. Fold forward. Walk your hands forward. Let your head come down last. Take a breath that seems to inflate your whole body. And then exhale, maybe bend the elbows, let the upper arms drop toward the floor, the shoulders relax. Feel a nice big inhale, slow release, exhale. And walk the hands in, roll yourself up. And release the legs, shake them out. And then cross the ankles, flip over the ankles to come onto hands and knees. So I'm gonna demonstrate the harder version that we're all familiar with, the upward dog, downward dog, or adding in the plank and the chaturanga. And if that's not for you today, then you bring your hands under your shoulders and simply do a cat as you exhale and a cow as you inhale, starting with the tailbone and rolling up. If you're doing the downward dog version, the hands are in front of you. And you can also do a mix and match. You can do any of those in whatever combination you like. So on the exhale, we round the back or come into downward dog. And then if you're doing an upward dog, you'll go there. If you're doing a plank, you inhale, lower on the exhale, upward dog on the inhale. Follow your breath. Whatever variation you're doing, coordinate the movement with your breathing. So you're not following me, you're following the rhythm of your own breath. And then if you're doing the variation with downward dog, the next time you're in downward dog, stay there. If you're doing another variation, join us in downward dog. Bend the elbows out to the side and then roll them down toward the ground. And then you might notice the distribution of weight in your hands has changed. And so we're going to push into the index fingers and thumbs and see if that lengthens your spine back a little bit more. Pull your bottom ribs up, lengthening the spine more. Drop the head down. Slow, long breath. And then if you want and if you can, we'll take the left hand and cross it to the outside of the right leg and look under the right arm. Staying connected to breath. Change hands. Twisting a little bit at the waist. Okay, return the hand. Now we're going to step the right foot over to the left. We're going to kind of make a right angle with the body. Okay, now we're going to let the hip drop down, but not all the way. Maybe adjust the leg so that it's at a right angle. So the right leg is straight, if possible, coming straight out from the body. Then we're going to let the right buttock drop down and feel the stretch in that buttock, possibly, maybe even the IT. We're hovering above the ground. If that's too challenging for you, then you can bring the buttock down. Long breath. Okay. Now we'll all bring the buttock down. So our legs are perpendicular to each other. We're going to take it into a really deep twist. So we're going to thread that left arm behind the right arm. And if you can, come down onto the elbow, the left elbow. If you can, go further and come down onto the shoulder. Really use your breath here. Everything is being scrunched up. So fill it with air, make some space, and then see where it goes as you exhale. Okay. Then lift yourself up. Bring that right hand under the right shoulder or thereabout. We're going to lift back up. The buttock is off the floor. And then see if you can grab hold of your right foot and lift it off the ground. Okay, bring the foot down. And then we're just going to send that arm up and rotate the body so that your belly is trying to face the ceiling. Okay, lower down slowly, sitting with the legs wide, and fold over that right leg. Flex the foot, push the knee into the ground, lengthen the breath through the spine. See if you can get your spine to go longer. Pull the toes toward your head. And then lift yourself up. We're going to find our way back into downward dog from this position. Anything we do, we can undo. Then plant the hands, shoulder width apart. I'm going to curl those left toes under. I'm going to push into the floor and step the right leg back. Excellent. Ready for the other side? Okay. Okay, let's bring the left leg perpendicular to the right one, out to the right. Lower the hip and can stay if you stretch the bottom hip. And then lower that buttock all the way down. And then the right arm will thread behind the left arm. And see if you can come down onto your elbow. And then maybe you can walk the hand out more and more and more and come all the way down onto the shoulder and the head. And then flood your inner organs with oxygen. These twists are so purifying, but only if we breathe. You know, it's like squeezing out a sponge to rinse it without running the water through it. Doesn't do anything. The breath is flushing out the toxins just like water going through a sponge. Okay, good job. Lift yourself up. Bring your hand under the shoulder. And then we'll do a little balance, lifting the buttock off the floor, taking the right hand to the left foot, and lifting the foot off the ground. Try it. It's not as hard as it looks. You have to get your buttock off first. If you lift your foot and then try to lift your buttock, it's kind of impossible. So you come back to the position that we started in and then just lift the foot. Okay. And then we're going to roll the belly up. Lift the hips, maybe drop the head back. Deep breath. And then lower the buttock down and fold over that left leg. Push the heel away from you, pull the toes toward you, press the knee and thigh down. Inhale and lengthen the spine. Let the inhale feel luxurious, slow motion. Exhale, just as slow. Okay, lift yourself up and we'll come back into downward dog again in that same way, bringing the hands under the shoulders. Try to keep the legs in this position so that you can practice going from this position to downward dog. Planting the hands and then curling the right toes under, pushing into the hands to lift the hip and stepping back. Final downward dog. Well, no promises. Feel the length reestablishing through the spine. Shoulders deeply embedded into the upper back. Good. And then we'll walk the feet up to the hands with the knees bent and the chin to the chest. Slowly roll yourself up. Reach the arms up as you inhale. And release down. Roll one shoulder at a time, rolling backward. And then forward. Just rolling the shoulders. Okay. And then relax. Just stand, feel the feet. Feel the breath. Feel the head lifting toward the sky as you inhale. The legs sinking into the ground as you exhale. And then let weight shift into your left foot. And then focusing on your breath, softly open your eyes. So we're going to start in a regular tree. So that means either if you're struggling a little bit more with the balance, maybe you come onto the toes of your right foot and bring the heel to the ankle, or maybe you can lift the foot, and if you can lift the foot, try to lift it all the way up as high as you can. And then try to stabilize your posture by pushing the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. So you can have your hands to your heart. If you need to have your arms out here to stabilize yourself, that's fine. If you feel balanced with your hands at your heart, then lift your arms. You can have the hands together. You can have steeple mudra. You can have the arms apart. Whatever expression of tree is flowing through you in the moment. And then if you're stable and balanced and want to challenge yourself, we take steeple mudra, focusing on the breath. Let the eyes come down and to the left as we let the tree bend to the right. pushing foot into thigh and thigh into foot. Please don't do this version if you're already struggling with the balance in the straight tree. If you're tilted, come straight, release down. Just stand for a moment. Notice the relative groundedness of your right leg and your left leg. A sense of solidity in the bones. And then let your weight shift into the right leg. Feeling the hips shift. Feeling the breath. Focusing on the breath as you open the eyes. And finding whatever version of tree you can do. Using the arms to balance, or if you don't need that, hands to heart. If you're balanced there, arms lifting makes it harder, changes the center of gravity. And then if you're fine with your arms up overhead and want more of a challenge, you let the tree drop to the left as the gaze comes to the right. Pushing foot into thigh, thigh into foot, whatever version you're in. Focusing on breath, even with the eyes open. Focusing your eyes. If you're tilted, come straight, adjust your gaze point, and release down. Again, let's do some breath of joy. So we inhale the arms forward, inhale the arms out, inhale the arms up, exhale, release over, breathing out of the mouth. Inhale forward, inhale out, inhale up, exhale, knees bend, body flops over, exhaling out of the mouth. Go at your own pace. Last one. Then when you come down, stay down. Keep the knees bent. Get hold of opposite elbows. Feel the weight of the arms going down toward the floor. Let the arms frame your head. Head inside the arms. And then we'll take ragdoll and sway from side to side, letting the arms sway, letting the hips sway in the opposite direction. And then find your way back to stillness. Release the hands and slowly roll up, keeping the knees bent. With bent knees, just try to press the knees toward the floor as much as you can. Have the feet parallel to each other. So you want the outer edges of your feet parallel to each other. So for most of you, that means you're going to have to take your heels a little bit wider. Bending the knees and just having the knees bend as much as possible without the heels lifting. deep stretch in the calf. If you're not feeling a deep stretch in the calf, try bending the knees more, but tuck the tailbone. And then lift the chest. It's really easy to hunch and round here. So it's not the same as a awkward pose where we want the weight in the heels. We actually want the weight forward. Good. All right. Now we're going to send the arms forward. Shift the weight into the right foot. And then step the left foot back. Bend deeper into that left knee. Open the arms out. And then clasp the hands behind your back. Notice which thumb is on the outside. Back heel is off the floor. The back foot is facing forward. Push the back thigh back as though you were trying to touch that right heel to the ground. Sorry, some of you have your left leg back. Guess I said it wrong. You all have your left leg back. Okay, sorry. All right. Pushing back through the left thigh. Try to lift those hands up higher. Maybe take the gaze to the sky. Press the tailbone forward. Okay. We're going to fly it. So take your gaze down toward the floor. Maybe take a half step forward with your back foot. Shift weight into your front foot and lift that back leg. Try to get your leg and your torso parallel to the ground. Then try to lift your hands toward the sky. Slowly lower the left foot down. Release the arms out in front. Step that left foot forward. Bend into the knees. We're going to reach forward through the hands as we lift the right foot and send it back. Right leg all the way back, and then get a nice deep bend in that left knee. Send the arms out as you inhale. And then exhale, clasp your hands with the opposite thumb on the outside. If you've already forgotten which one you did, just do whichever one feels more awkward. Drop the hips. Back heel is off the ground. The back foot is facing forward. Maybe lift the chest. Maybe lift the gaze. Maybe lift the hands higher. Feel the inhale spreading your chest open from the inside. Nice. Beautiful. Kelly, bring your left knee a little bit more forward. Yep. Good. Okay. We're going to try to fly it now. Stepping a little bit forward with that left foot. Taking the gaze to the floor. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your gaze point. Lift that back leg. Fold. Float the arms up if you can. And then slowly lower that right foot down. Release the hands. Step up. And just send the left arm across your chest, pulling it with the right hand. And the other arm, flexing at the wrist. So your hand is like making a stop gesture, pulling and stretching. Beautiful. And then release, roll the shoulders again. Excellent. Send the legs out to the side. And then turn the left foot 90 degrees out. And then turn the right foot about 20 degrees in. Good. And then see if you can have your body facing exactly 90 degrees from where your left foot is facing. So if you're facing the camera, your body's facing the camera. If you're facing away from the camera, your front foot is facing the camera and you're facing the other wall. Great. Then we'll send that right hip out to the right. Let's reach the left arm out to the left. We're going to come into it slowly. Even if you know where we're going, stay with me. And then inhale and reach. Feel that left side elongate. Good. Inhale, reach. Push down into the feet. Extend through both sets of ribs. And then bring that left hand down. Send the right arm up. Now, as though your hand were still reaching, inhale and feel those bottom ribs, those left ribs, trying to lengthen. And then as you exhale, let the right ribs drop down toward the left ribs. And then maybe gazing up to your right thumb. And then try to bring your right buttock forward. So we don't want the hips behind us at all. You want to imagine that you're sandwiched between two plates of glass and you're not breaking them. And then with each inhale, lengthen through the left and drop through the right. And then inhale up. Release the arms down. We'll take triangle on the other side, flipping the feet. So the position is going to want to turn your hips toward the right. And we're going to rotate those inner thighs out, bring the tailbone under, and pull the navel to the left so that we're facing front, even though the legs are facing right. We'll start with the left hand just resting on the hip, and we'll inhale and we'll reach the right arm out and feel that reach, extending those ribs longer. Use your breath. When you exhale, just let yourself drop. Inhale, reach longer, push into the feet, lengthen, 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 and then release the hand down. Send the left arm up. Good. So we don't want to try to get the head lower. We want to try to keep that length in the right ribs. So inhale and pull the ribs away from the hips. Okay. And then send your hips under you. Michael, it might be an optical illusion on my end, but it looks like your hips are behind you. So just see if that's true. If it's not, then just ignore me. Can always, all of us can always try to get the hips to come forward a little bit more. And maybe we're not as low in the pose, but we're more authentically in the posture. Breathing and lengthening the right side, exhaling and dropping the left side. Last breath. And then inhale up. Turn both feet to face front, letting the outer edges of the feet be parallel to each other. So it feels like you're pigeon toeing a little bit, but I don't want your feet, I don't want your toes wider than your heels. Your heels are lined up with your baby toes. So again, it's hard for me to tell, but David, yours look like they're kind of out, and they look to me, it's hard to tell again. They look to me like your heels should go wider. But if it seems to you like your outer edges of your feet are parallel to each other, then great. Okay. So we're going to start with the hands on the hips. And with a flat back, we're going to hinge forward halfway. And then you'll see where you can go from here. Level 1, the arms are behind you. Level 2, the arms are out to the side. Level 3, the arms are forward. Breathe. Slow. Long. Deep. Okay. And then lower the hands to the ground. If the knees need to bend to lower the hands to the ground, that's fine. If you can do it with straight legs, go ahead. And then fold the body. If you can, walk your hands back so that the fingertips are level with the toe tips, and the elbows are in line with the wrists and the shoulders. And then gently press forward through the fingertips, folding over. Push down through the feet, lift through the thighs, lift the pelvis toward the back. So the area between your navel and your pubic bone, scoop it up. Fingertips are facing forward, and then you're pushing forward through the fingertips. And walk the hands forward again. I guess not again. Walk the hands forward. Lower into a plank with your legs wide like that. Last exercise. And we'll step the feet in and then step them back out. And step them in. Try to keep the hips down so that you're in a plank. If it's too hard for you, or if you don't feel like doing it, have the knees down and then step the knees out and the knees in. Knees out, knees in. Feet out, feet in. If you're doing the plank version. One more. Okay, and then lower down onto your belly. Breathe and relax into the ground. And take your hands into cactus arms, elbows out to the side and bent in 90 degrees. Okay. And then we're going to inhale and float the arms, the head, and the legs off the ground. Lift, 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 and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more. Next one up, we hold. Lift and hold. If you want to work harder, send the arms forward. If you want to work less hard, send the arms back. Lift a little higher. One more breath. And release down. Push yourself into child's pose. Do an extended child's pose with the arms overhead. Pressing the hands forward to really get some length in the spine. Breathing to create more space. When you're ready, you can walk your hands in, roll yourself up, send your feet in front of you, and come into your back. We'll start with the knees bent so that we can lift the hips and tuck the tailbone and lower back down. And then release the legs and shake them out. And if you have an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes. Let the arms rest out away from the body, arms up, eyes closed if that's okay for you. And a breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth, sinking the body into the ground. In through the nose. Out through the mouth, releasing the jaw, letting the lips gently part. Inhale through the nose. Out through the mouth, releasing the movement of the mind, turning the mind to the breath. And then releasing the breath so that all effort to breathe slowly or deeply can just succumb to the natural rhythms of the breath. And see if you can fully let go of the hands and the feet. And as the mind rests on the breath, feel the body relaxing even more deeply, deeply relaxed, letting go, letting go, letting go. Breathe into your heart. Move the fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rocking gently side to side. And then bring the soles of the feet together, palms together, left hand to hand, and foot to foot. Relax over onto one side, resting into the ground, checking in with how you feel. Maybe feeling some gratitude to yourself for your efforts. And then slowly making your way up to sitting anywhere you're comfortable. Sinking down through the sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, the palms together in front of the heart center. Inhale, lift the heart to the hands. Exhale, relax the shoulders down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. The chin to the chest. Namaste.